Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Viona Alfionita Permata Sundoro. I'm from Yogyakarta Muhammadiyah University, majoring in International Relations, batch 2018. Right now, I want to present you my research about organization informing college student personality. The first one is the introduction. The first point is the context. Rapid development of science gave an effect to the competition in the world of work that is getting tougher. That's why entering college is one of the solutions to increase human resources and competitiveness. Generally, students have three strategic functions, which are as a conveyor of truth, agent of change, and the future generation. Therefore, to carry out those three functions, intra-campus organization become a place for students' development. College students who act as a students and organizer surely different with a student who only acts as a student. Students who also become an organizer must have good and orderly management skills. Therefore, this will affect the character of students who are joining the organization in campus. The second point is the issue. As a college student, it is very common to join a campus organization. Campus organization is a place for students to gather around, has a common goal to reach, and has a clear vision and mission, and is approved by all the management of the organization. In Indonesia, joining an organization in campus has been considered as a culture. There was a study about leadership and the influence of organizational behavior on employee performance. This study stated that leadership and organizational culture have a close relationship because each leader has a different leadership style that ultimately forms the organizational culture. The researcher only discussed about how a leader gave an impact to the employee performance, which can go up and down. The scope of the study also only for the employee of the North Sulawesi BPKB representative. The last point is the aims of the studies, which is to determine the relationship between campus organization and academic abilities of students and the differences that can be felt by students when joining an organization. To achieve the goal of this research, the study will address a research question, which is how do they change to form a new personality. The next is about a theoretical framework. The first point is about a literature review, which will define three things, which are organization, organizational behavior, and personality. Organization is a place for people together, work together rationally and systematically, planned, guided, and controlled in utilizing resources such as money, materials, machine, methods, environment, infrastructure, data, and so on, which are used effectively and efficiently to achieve goals. Organizational behavior is an area of study which investigates individuals, groups, and structure impact in organization in order to improving an organization's effectiveness. The last one is about personality, that has been defined as a pattern of individuals' characteristics such as thinking, feeling, and behaving together with psychological mechanism. The second point is about the empirical review, which is about the influence of student activities in organizational on student achievement. Learning achievement can be seen from three aspects. The first one is cognitive learning achievement, which is related to the development of the brain in receiving and processing about the information. The second one is affective learning achievement, that is related to the ability to internalize the values that will become a habit. And then the third one is about a psychological learning achievement that related to moving muscles and limbs. Student learning achievement is reflected in the grade point average at the university that where the research was conducted. They provide a means for students to develop themselves. One of the means is through an organization. The activeness of students in organizing has a considerable influence on student achievement, and each student who is active in organization also has a different attitudes in undergoing two activities between the organization and the lecture. Based on the research, show that there is a positive and significant effect between the activeness of student in following the organization to a student achievement. The activity referred to involvement and plays an important role in the activities carried out by the organization in order to foster and develop interest and talents, as well as broaden students' horizon in the hope of bringing achievement. The next one is about the research methods. The first one is the research design. The design that the researcher used is a quantitative case study that conducted through an online survey in form of questionnaire to collect data from college students so that the researcher can use the result and conclude the result of changing students' personality after joining an organization. This study's target population was 20 college students. The researcher did not limit which semester the student should be from, but there were criteria which were someone who ever joined an organization and someone who has joined a voluntary activities which held by an organization. The questionnaire was inspired by the study of Betty Febriana, Amiriatun, Lucky Winanti, and Sandra Amelia, who discussed about the relations between organizational activities and learning achievement of nursing students. The participants of the research will be asked about their organization experience, and then the next question they will be asked about their opinion that in the end will be interpreted by the researcher. The next thing is the procedure, and it starts with the researcher asks the permission to the participants in person to fill the questionnaire in. The personal permission requests were made via text due to the condition that were less likely to the researcher meet the participant face to face. Researcher will also distribute the questionnaire through the group in social media. The questionnaires will be analyzed by the researcher using descriptive analysis. Descriptive analysis was used to answer the what happened by summarize the data that have been collected, and after that the next stage is to analyze it deeper and ask why did it happen. That called diagnostic analysis. Diagnostic analysis was used to find out the cause of the outcomes. Case in organization is suitable to use diagnostic analysis in order to know the pattern of behavior. This research used bar chart to describe the result of the questionnaire, and the participants only answer with agree, strongly agree, disagree, or strongly disagree based on the question that has been proposed by the researcher. Participants mostly were international relations students, counted 14 students. The rest of the participants are from English education, communication, family and consumer science, and agricultural science technology. Most of the participants have or participating organization activities, even though there was still one participant who has never participated in any organizational activities. Based on the result, all of the participants said that they were enthusiastic when they participated in organizational activities. All students might feel enthusiastic because in organization they will meet new or many people, got many experiences, and explore many things. When they were asked about whether organization is beneficial activities or not, the result was equal between strongly agree and agree. All the participants could get a good impact when they join an organization because they would get many benefit from the agendas that held by the organization. Organization as a tool for self-development. Based on the answer from all the participants, which were all mostly strongly agree, we could try to develop ourselves through an organization. Organization may be just one of the tools that can be used for self-development, but joining an organization is enough to explore further about your own potential. Not only from academic side, but also students could get many lessons from organization. Researchers could get the proof from all the response that mostly state that strongly agree. They strongly agree they could get many lessons from organization, because all the experience that they had will be used as lesson material for the future. Besides, students could get many lessons from organization. Students need to have the capabilities to manage their time. Students must able to divide time equally between organization, academic, or other activities. 90% of students could manage their time properly, but there are still 10% of students who are still not able to manage their time properly. When students can manage their time, the next question is whether they can handle their tasks related to academic or organization. Turn out, most of all say that they can handle all the tasks, and only one student who's still not able to handle the task, whether it's from organization or from the academics. Even though organization is a forum where many people meet, there were students who are still had a problems when they need to socialize with other people. 40% said they agree, 45% said they strongly agree to a statement that they can socialize with other people easily, but 50% said that they still cannot socialize with other people or students easily. When it comes to priorities, mostly of the responses said that they agree, which means students can already measure their priority scale when involved in two different fields, which is academics and organization. 85% said they agree, and 10% said that they strongly agree. Even so, one student still couldn't measure their his or her priorities. Most of students already have the ability to deal with their priorities. This was proven because they were able to handle their tasks so that their tasks were not neglected. Through an organization, someone can express many things such as opinions, arguments, etc. The hope was that students would have more confidence to express all of that. Based on the responses, participants felt more confident after joining an organization, but one participant still didn't find the confidence in his or herself, even though the student already joined the organization. Joining the organization certainly brings changes in students' personality. There are various personality enhancements that happen to them after they joining an organization. Previous study about organization role in forming leadership character, perspective, chemistry teacher shows similar result to the study. All the participants are college students, and there are some of the research points that are similar to the study, such as courage, maturity, flexibility, and self-discipline. The percentage of those points also show a similarity to the study, even though the previous study used a different method. So we come up to the conclusion. In short, organization in forming students' personality has been proven based on distributed questionnaires. Through an organization, surely there are several changes that can be felt by the student. The change was certainly changes that led students to a positivity. Through all the lessons that they got from the organization, they could develop themselves to be a braver person and could interact well with others. And even though they are burdened with two responsibilities, which were their academics and their organization, they still could manage their time and priorities. This study confirms that joining an organization is something that can bring benefits. Therefore, most of the students who become participants feel positive things like courage and new lesson. On the other hand, the positive things that mentioned above also refer to things that can bring students to expand network with other people, a more mature mindset, and better communication ability. However, there are still a little amount of people who still cannot manage their time. Based on the finding, it is necessary for the future research to carry out further research in order to find long-term results. It means the participants are people who have now gone through college, and during their college years they were doing organizational activities, so that we can know whether organizational influence can also shape someone's personality over a long period of time or not. For example, when they start to enter world of work. Therefore, the scope of participants for the future research are people who already graduate from college and probably already work in a company.